Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you for the absolute beginner a bit about materials, a bit about the camera and a bit about moving sight and lighting. So if we want to change the position of the cube, we select that axis and move with your mouse. Of course we left click on the cube, move it aside, back and forwards, just left mouse click and you can position it again. So you can do the same for the other parts also. So right click on that part, and that is the part of the lamp. So if you look over here, you see the lamp is illuminated. There is also a little ball around it, and to change the name you just click on it, double click on it, and say for instance TL lamp, and you've changed the name. So if we put the lamp somewhere over here, I'm going to show you what it has of effect. And we're going to render it. You see that this light falls just on that face and the other faces are black. So we want to illuminate that part. So how can we do that? We're going to add a lamp, and we go from here, add lamp, and we choose point. So now there's an extra lamp on the screen, and we move it aside like that by clicking, left mouse clicking on the axis. And you see if we now render, I'm going to put it somewhere over here, if we now render, you will see that there are two faces illuminating, the third one not. So if we want the third one illuminated, we could add another lamp over here. I'm going to show you how to do it. Select a lamp, and instead of adding a lamp, you can copy a lamp by pressing Shift button and D. And now you can position the lamp on top of it. If you render now again, you see that it is all three lights, or all three faces are light. To delete that one, select that lamp, right click on it, delete button in, and left mouse click, and the lamp is gone. There's also a possibility of selecting the lamp, right click on it, and now shift right click on the other one, and now you have selected both of the items. So if we move up a little bit now, you see that this light and this light will shine not only on that face and that face, but they will shine on that face also. If I render now, you will see there's a little less light on these two, but a little more light on these two. So if you play a bit around with it, you can add, right click on that one if you just want to move this one, right click on that one if you just want to move this one, and if you want both to move, select the first one and right click on this one, and now you have selected both of them, and if you move them around, they're both moving at the same time. So now we're going to add some material. Just right click on the cube, and we're going to the lamps you cannot color. We're going to add some colors to the cube, so selecting over here this button, and there's already material directly named. We're going to rename it by left mouse click on that one, and we're going to call it blue because I want a blue color. Select that button, and you can choose whatever color blue you want over here. This has to do with the darkness of the color. See, you can very dark or less. The intensity of the color also. If there is no intensity, it is black. If it is maximum intensity, it's the color like you selected. And that little eye here in the middle is the one over here you can change. So if you say I'm willing to let it shine, then leave it illuminating. If you want a darker dot in the middle, you see it is gone. If you want that it shines more or less, you can play with the intensity. So from 0 you don't have any spectacular. If you put it at maximum, you have a lot. And the hardness has to do with the diameter of your spectacular. If you go maximum is 500, I think, left mouse key click, 511. So that's a little one. And if you move it to 0, I'm now pressing down the left mouse key and drag it to the left, it's maximum. So it's depending on what you want. but I leave it to something like that. If you're now rendering, you will see you have a shiny blue ball. There's also, to come back, there's also a left mouse click, there's also a preview, and the preview you can change between a cube, a ball, sorry, a plane, a cube and a ball. That's that monkey, this I don't use, and this I'm using normally that one. You have also transparency. This is meaning that you can look through, or you have a mirror possibility where you have also some sorts of things that you can add or change. See if you're going to the material, the light is falling on the cube and it reflects. You can say how much it's reflecting. For instance, if you do that and you render, you will see that you get a more shiny look. But this is not for the beginners, so I'll leave that out. Okay. And now we're going to talk a little about, there's another thing is at the lights. If you're right selecting that one, it's also important. To come back to the lights, you see that this is the handle that's talking about the light. And you have some things that are important. First of all, point. I'll say what a point is. Point is illuminating at a certain point. The strength of your light you can change by changing the number. For instance, if you say 10, there's a very high lightning. If you render now, you'll see that this is on this side illuminating much more than the other ones. So if you're putting your lamp too close to the object, you get too much light, and you can reduce it by putting in here another number. You can also change the color of the light, because if you want some warm color, you can add some yellow or orange to it. If you want some static or modern look, you can add some blue lights. So if you render now again, you will see that it looks a little more yellow and warmer than this side. So you can play around with lightning colors, things like that also. You have your sun, and the sun is shining on every side, so this is rather okay, but you have also a line, and this is the line where the most of the energy is going through. So you want to add that to, not to add, but to point in your direction of the cube. And to do that, you select, you're looking at one side of the vertex, and now you press R, and then you rotate it to the direction of your cube. Now you see that it is in that direction not okay, so this is meaning that I have to turn it like this. Then I selected the blue ones and make it turn like that. And now it's pointed at the cube, so if I render now, you see that I get a similar result, but a little more shining on top than the other one. Because what? Because the sun is giving more spread lightning than the point thing. You can also change the energy and some other stuff. Then you have the spotlight, like in a camera, you have a certain spot that is illuminating and the rest not. All that is inside that cone is illuminating. This is the center line is the one that gets the most light. Same thing, you can change the heat or the most emitting factor. For instance, if you say 10, the dot in the middle will be more illuminating than outside. And you can also play with the distance of the, for instance, you can add 20, or you can change the cone diameter. This the angle between that line and that line. This, for instance, if I put 20, you will see get a much more narrow dot. For instance, I say 10, and if you now render, you will see that you now have a much more pointed lightning source at your cube than a few minutes ago. So to change that back again, I'm going to put that back at 75, and everything is illuminating now. And then you have a hemisphere that is a half of a ball that is sending out in both directions lightning This is a normal used thing also, or the dot if you want to illuminate some particular points. This is about the lighting, and now we're going to talk a little bit about the camera. So select the right click on the camera, and you can move the camera around in global menu like this, but this is not mostly common, and you switch from global to normal, and you see that your axes are already moving in the direction of the camera like this, and this is much more easier to put a camera in certain position. Now, it's always difficult to position your camera if you don't see directly through your camera, and to do change that, we're going to the num key and we're pressing 0, and now you see what your camera is seeing. But if I now move it around, everything is moving, and I don't want that, so I go back to pressing 0 on my num key, and now I'm pressing N, and there's a menu popping up where you scroll down a little bit or up a little bit, and from time to time there's a lot of things that for the moment on are not important, but on the view there's one particular thing that is important, and is look camera to the view. And if you lock your camera to the view like this, the camera stays in position, and if you look carefully, there's a dotted line around the camera. Now if I now pressing down the middle mouse key in the middle, and you move it aside, you can rotate your object in which direction you want. For instance, that. If you roll your mouse in the middle, you can see that it comes in or out. That's meaning you're zooming in or out with the camera. The camera is instantly moving closer to the object or moving away from the object. And if you're pressing down the shift button, middle mouse key, you can put your cube out or inside, whatever you want. Leave it loosen and it position it. So if I'm positioning it over there and I'm rendering now, you will see that I got it like I wanted it. Go back to the view, you're pressing down 3D. So if I change now and I'm rotating a little bit like that, and I'm rendering again, you will see that I got the similar, like I go back 3D. This is a very easy way to put your camera at a certain spot. If you're done and you say it's okay, unlock that one, yes, and pressing 0 again. Pay attention to press 0, and to view a camera view, your cursor here has to be in that block, otherwise it don't work. If you put it over there and you're pressing 0, nothing happening. If you go over there, press 0, and you're back at the normal original thing. So please, thank you for watching. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.